So the NHL comes to an end. Congrats to the Florida Panthers. They are now your Stanley Cup champions. Now, are we just about 24 hours away from crowning an NBA champion? Yeah, probably. Oklahoma City and the Pacers coming up tomorrow. And as much as I'd love to see that thing go 7, I don't know. Pacers are at home, though. Maybe. Or am I just trying to talk myself into it?
You're trying to talk yourself into it. Haliburton is broke.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing there. And so, okay, Hans, you're Haliburton, and you're a competitor. You want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to be like, I'm going to be out there no matter what. It's a chance to force a Game 7. This is my team. These are my brothers. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to do this. So he's going to want to play regardless. He's not thinking long term. But if you're a coach and you're the general manager, you got to say, hey, if there's even a slight chance that you could shred that Achilles, we can't have you out there.
Yeah, but I have to leave it up to him.
Really?
Because it's elimination. And you could say, well, the images are showing. And if I'm Tyrese, I'd be like, I don't care what the images are showing. I'm telling you what I'm feeling. And I can go. I'm going to force them to believe it. But then again, it goes back to, okay, well, what's Tyrese Haliburton's contract? And what to me, it doesn't matter. I'm a competitor. I know that if I don't win tomorrow or Thursday, if I don't win.
Oh, right. Tomorrow is Thursday, right?
Tomorrow is Thursday.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
If I don't win tomorrow, then I'm done anyways. Like I'm a competitor. I've got to extend it. So I go. And I lie. And I make everybody believe it's going to be okay. And then I go until I can't. I push until I can't. Now, if I'm on the court and I'm feeling it, and it's like, this thing might go, and I can feel it, then I take myself off the court in that moment. Now, a lot of people say, well, then you could have just let your teammates prepare through the back end of Tuesday through Wednesday to get ready for Thursday's elimination game instead of taking the time and taking the reps. And all I'm telling to my staff is prepare like I'm not there, but understand I'm going to be there. But if this thing goes down, then go to plan B. But I'm making sure that I'm going. Because if my team gets eliminated and Friday morning comes around and I've rested on my calf and it's feeling pretty good, and I'm sitting there like Friday and my team's all down, heartbroken, my city's heartbroken, we just got eliminated when we had our first chance in years, and I'm sitting and my calf's feeling good, I'm going to question myself and be like, I should have went. I should have. I would have a hard time living with myself.
But so that's one avenue you go. Let's go the other avenue here where you do go and you push it and you tear an Achilles and your team loses. And so you lose and you're now out the next 16 to 17 months.
So this is going to be different for everybody, but at least I could sit there Friday morning preparing for surgery, telling my team, telling my fans, telling my family, telling my kids, telling my friends, telling everybody I gave it everything I had. But I wasn't going to go down a loser. I wasn't going to go down as, well, we got to be safe. I wasn't going to go down like that. I am an athlete. I am a competitor. And I'm going to go down blowing my Achilles. And I can live with myself and live with this recovery more than living with the what could have been.
Okay.
But I'm too scared and too big of a pansy.
Ooh, you're making me nervous there for a second.
And I'm listening to these trainers, and I'm listening to these coaches tell me, hey, let's take it easy. I can't live with that.
All right, so
I'm making $48 million this year.
Okay, so if you're the coach, whatever it is. If you're the coach, you're GM, you're the trainer, then you have to be the adult in the room. Because for the long-term health of the Pacers, in not just competing for a title this year, but competing for multiple titles coming up, somebody's got to be the adult in the room.
Okay, so when we're talking about a Tua Tagovailoa and brain injury and lifelong sustained results and multiple incidences where he's passed out on a field, Then I say, an adult has to take him off the field. He's going to be a vegetable. An adult has to take him off the field. We're talking about a strained calf. Let me be the governor. Let me be the adult. I know what I'm feeling. And by the way, Scotty,
I already said that I can't trust you though.
But if I'm on the court and I'm feeling like it's going to go, I can make that decision. I know my body is telling me, oh my gosh, it's fatigued. I've got the thing with Mehmet Okur. I watched Kevin Durant. Haliburton knows what the potential is of that thing.
Yeah, but you also just said that, if he goes off, then he's going to think he's a loser.
Okay, and guess what? If I make the decision that when that freaking thing hurts and I'm going to push it until it blows, that's on me.
Yeah, but...
And when the media sits down and they're like, whoa, why did coach let you play? Because I wasn't going to come off the court. Yeah. Whoa, why didn't your GM make the decision to take you off the court? Because I told him I'm going to play. It's an elimination game. Yeah, but now you're out another year. I don't care. At least I know that I gave it everything I had.
Yeah, but the coach and the GM care because they need you back next year.
Yeah, I understand that. But they should also care because I am a competitor. That's why you brought me in here.
Yeah, but
let me be the competitor.
And somebody's got to be the adult in the room.
Okay, if it was a brain damage issue, yes.
But it's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It is the same thing.
No, it's a year recovery. It's a year recovery. It's not brain damage.
It's. Are you available to help your team win? That's it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm available right now with a sore calf. That's where I'm available.
Okay, but if a trainer says if he goes, there's a 60% chance that Achilles is going to go.
Then I say, well, let's take the 60% chance risk because if he doesn't go, we're eliminated and it's over anyways. Well, he'll sit out a full year. I'm willing to try it. Because he's a competitor. He wants to go. He's telling me he feels good. I'm going to give it. I'm going to put it in his hands. He is an adult.
But you already said you can't trust him.
He is an adult.
I'm not going to trust.
I'm putting it in his hands. There's no way I'm taking him off the court. Hell no.
I'm taking him off.
What are you talking about? You got any guts?
If it means
you got anything in the tank, son? Or you're just going to give up and say, "Oh, the series is over."
If it means I don't have him for the next year and a half, then yeah, I'm taking him off the court.
No, I'm done with that. That is the NBA way, though. You're absolutely right. That's the NBA way. Be weak. Be spineless. Take competition away from it.
What good is he if he's out for the next year and a half?
What good is he if I've got $48 million sitting on the bench and I get eliminated in Game 6?
You owe another 48 the next year, and then 55 the year after, where he's just sitting there on an island somewhere,
or
earning a check.
Or I let this year's co-MVP or second, third in running, the most hated guy, disrespected guy in the NBA, I let him go out with a chip on his shoulder and go earn me a Game 7. That's what I do.
And then he's going to sit next to you for the next year and a half while you're a crappy team.
No, or he could go win me a Game 6, earn me a Game 7, and then we go see. Then we go check things out in Oklahoma City. And I get a Game 7, and I'm one more game closer. I understand where you're coming from, but I hope you understand where I'm coming from.
Oh, of course I know where you're coming from.
The NBA has such a terrible stigma stuck on them right now. They're weak. I just watched Matt Tkachuk with a torn off the bone abductor and a hernia go win a Stanley Cup. And we're talking about a strained calf keeping Haliburton off the court.
Do you think any different of Kevin Durant?
Yeah, I love him for it. It's the only great thing I think he's ever done in his life.
Yeah, but what you don't think he didn't help his team win?
No, but
didn't do anything?
But that is the only thing he's done that's gained any respect from me.
But still, you have zero respect for him outside of that one thing.
But that was one of the greatest moments of a competitor I've ever witnessed. And I
agree.
I hand him that ticket.
I agree. And guess what? At the end of the day, he hurt his team.
Yeah, but he
hurt his career.
But he had them in that series. He went to the court with the hopes of extending, and it's like, man,
and guess what?
That's incredible.
His career was completely altered because of it.
Yeah, that's because he hasn't followed it up, because he's just taken the weak way out. He's just trying to chase rings and jump on rosters, and now he's just a shell of the man.
Yeah, exactly, because a lot of that's because of that injury.
Well, I'm just telling you, I don't take Haliburton off the court. Not a chance. I let him be an adult. If it's hurting and you feel like it's going to blow, let's get you off the court. Yeah. If it's hurting and you feel like it's going to blow, but I'm Haliburton, and I push it and it pops, we gave it everything. Because as Haliburton, like I said, if I'm sitting there Friday morning and my team's eliminated and I didn't even try, in an elimination game. I just sat there and watched my team sag and suck mud. I'm sitting there Friday morning, and I'm like, who am I?
Yeah, but
what
you also
kind of piece of trash am I?
But when you're banged up, even if he doesn't shred his Achilles, Curry Ealin's right. Alex Caruso made him look like a bee. They were not a good team when he was out on the court because of that injury.
Yeah, when he was half go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you heard it from the gallery, Stephen Smith and all these clowns who wanted to clown on him and say, "Well, that's just not good enough. You got to be man enough." There's a part of it where I'm like, you know what? Let him attempt to be great. Put it in his hands. Let him be an adult. If he wants to do it and push it till it pops, let him do it and push it till it pops. And then we have to live with those consequences. But I don't want to sit with the what ifs.
Yeah.
I want to give it everything that I got. Okay, let me just go a little bit further with this. If I'm the Pacers, I'm not sitting there thinking, well, we'll get him in 25, 26. No, you won't. You're lucky as hell to be here anyways. You're not coming out of the East again in the next 5 years. You're not better than Cleveland. Boston might be a train wreck.
Well, that's the thing. Actually, it's setting up nicely because we don't know what's going to happen with Cleveland. We don't know what's going to happen with Donovan, and Boston's melting it all down.
Pacers are lucky as hell to be here.
Right now they are, but they're also positioned with a healthy Haliburton and this roster to be the best team in the East the next 2 or 3 years.
Well, I don't know. Because is Milwaukee settling things with the Greek Freak?
There's no time like right now is as great of an opportunity as they're ever going to have.
But hold on. You can't look at Indiana and say, well, that's the best roster in the East.
If Giannis leaves and if Donovan forces a trade to New York.
That's a lot of ifs. That's not happening.
Yeah,
no, from everything I'm hearing, Giannis is staying put in Milwaukee and Donovan's happy in Cleveland.
We don't know that. Donovan could blow it up in any given second.
It's more likely that they do.
Why not keep your best roster you could possibly have?
Because wait a second. How many times do you think you're going to be in the finals with a chance to extend to a Game 7 if you're Indy?
I tell you what, if Haliburton has a shredded Achilles, I guarantee it's not going to happen for the next 2 years.
I guarantee it won't happen for the next 2 years anyways. Whether he's healthy or not.
I like my chance a lot better with him healthy than I do without him.
I like my chances having a Game 6 right now. I've got a Game 6. And I'm not going to sit and just let my team burn.
And you're going to let $100 million sit right next to you in the bench for the next 2 years.
Damn right I will. Damn right I will.
Well, you're not writing the checks.
Hold on. And I'm also not the NBA. You're speaking for and as the NBA. That's what you're speaking for and as.
I'm speaking as a good businessman.
That's for and as the NBA. I'm speaking as a competitor. I am not letting this opportunity go. No, I'm not. Screw you as a businessman. Screw you. You can go to hell. There's a reason that you're a businessman because you couldn't make it as an athlete. So your ass is out there trying to make money. Let me be the competitor. I'll take us to a Game 7.
As a competitor, you're going to sit your ass on a beach for the next 2 years, raking in check after check after check. I'm sitting here, and then I get fired as a GM. I get fired as a GM and as a coach because I can't win games because you're over there on the bench.
As a competitor, I'm going to go win you Game 6. And we're going to get to Game 7. And we're going to win this finals.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking at.
And that's great until it doesn't happen. And then my butt gets fired because I can't win games because you are sitting there cutting a check because nobody's going to let you go because you're earning all that money.
Your butt should get fired for trying to bench me. That's what your butt should, because you're weak. You're spineless. You ain't got a competitive bone in your body. You're trying to bench me? You're spineless. You should be fired anyways. Let me be a competitor. I'll make the decision. I'll win us Game 6. I'll get us to Game 7. I'll get us a ring that has evaded us.
What are you risking? You're risking nothing.
Oh, I'm risking everything.
No, you're not.
You're
not. You're getting paid regardless.
I'm risking everything.
You're getting your big fat paycheck regardless.
Put me on the court. And how dare you keep me off of it?
Because I can. Because I'm the adult in the room.
Okay, then you should be fired because I could have gone. And I would tell everybody that too.
You're going to get me fired anyway.
If I was Haliburton, I would tweet out and I'd be like, I'm ready to go. I feel 100%. If I don't go, this is their call. They're spineless. That's how I'd handle it.
Hans and Scotty were way late.
I'm not turning the heat up in there at all. You guys are turning up yourself. So
97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.